Alright guys, so what I said I was going to do today, if you watch the other one, I said I was going to make a bunch of small random videos today because I have a bunch of small topics to cover and there's no reason to throw them all into one large video that you're going to have to watch if you don't want to hear about the other stuff. So, this little clip, small claims court, okay? If you have customers that do not pay you, I'm saying if as if that shit doesn't happen, right? Everybody has them, and if you don't, you just sit idly by, you will, okay? Because people are, they don't pay their bills. And when it comes down to it, if somebody's short on money or decides not to pay a bill at the end of a month, guess who gets screwed? The landscaper, every time. Because if it comes down to the landscaper, the gas company, the electric company, guess who's at the bottom of their list? You are, the landscaper, you're at the bottom of the list. If you don't like it, that's too bad, go find something else to do, because I'm telling you, it's gonna happen, and that's how it goes. So, anyway, some people say small claims are not worth it. If you guys have watched my small claims videos before, I have simplified them and told you how easy it actually is. So, here's the deal. Other people have even said in other small claims videos that I've watched that you will never get your money, small claims is a joke, blah, 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 blah. I don't know where you live, but where I live, they don't play around. And they take that crap very serious. And trust me, you'll get your money. If you do the legwork, you'll get your money. It's more of a pain in the ass than anything. It's more of a time-consuming thing. Some people say, oh, you know, it'll cost you more than you would get out of a small claims. That's crap. It doesn't cost anything. I don't know what they are in other courthouses, but the two courthouses in my area that I use, one of them is $10 to file the fee, the other one is $16.45, and the only reason it's at oddball numbers is because they send it certified mail to the people you're suing, so they have to sign for it so they know they got it, and they tag that fee in there. Either way, whatever you are suing for, when you file your judgment, they tell you what that fee is because you have to pay it right there, and you just add that on. Okay, you just tag that on the end. So for instance, I have one right here. I'll give you an example. I have this girl that decided not to pay me. Now when she did pay me, she paid me with a rubber check that bounced, and it was a couple months ago, and it's probably still bouncing right now. So she owed me $340. The court filing fee was $10. I sued her for $350. She didn't show up to court, and the judge automatically awarded it in my favor and sent me this. This is my form he sent me, stamped and signed, that Countryside Lawn Care gets the judgment. Booyah! Okay? I waited 30 days. 30 days, they still did not pay. Okay? Big surprise. I'm shocked. Okay? I knew they weren't going to pay. So what I just did was I went back to that courthouse with this judgment paper, okay, for $2 more, which now gets added onto that total. So now I'm suing her for $352. They printed this little humdinger. This is called a transcript of judgment, okay? So now what I do is I take that from the smaller town court that I sued that girl in, and I take it to the city court. And it's actually the county court for the county that I live in. So wherever your county court is, I take it to them. I pay another fee, which is $10. So now, do the math, I'm suing her for $362. Okay, it all keeps adding on. And they do the work. They figure out what it costs. They add it all on. So what I do is I give it to them, and then it goes against that person's credit history for a minimum of 10 years on their personal credit, and it goes against any property that they buy, house, if they're going for a house, a car loan, anything like that, for 20 years, okay? So, again, it goes against their personal credit for 10 years, goes against everything else for 20 years. That's how it works, okay? So now I've just ruined their credit. Happily, because you know what? They screwed me. That's what they get. Tough shit. Too bad. So that is where that stands. Now I have the option at this point. I can pay an additional $5. So where were we at? $362. Now we're at $367. I pay an additional $5, and they put through what's called a sheriff's execution. the county sheriff's department that I live in will now track this woman down, and they will garnish their wages, they will go after their income taxes, they will go after their bank accounts, do anything. And all that part cost me was $5, but I'm still getting it back anyway because it's still part of the judgment because it gets added on. So now, even though they do that and they go after this girl's bank account and garnish her wages, even if they do collect the money from it, it's still going to be on their taxes. It's still going to be, or not their taxes, they're still going to be on their credit history because they have the judgment against them. So once they do get the money and they pay it, it will, I believe at that point it goes down to like 7 years or something. It'll stay on there and then they can get it taken off. But still, they're still paying out all that money and that they owe me. So whether they thought they're getting out of it or not, they're still going to end up paying it, and now I've just ruined their credit. So for 300 and something bucks, under 400 bucks, this girl has gotten her entire credit ruined, and she is still going to end up paying the money anyways. And she has that on her record that the sheriffs had to put an execution against her, which stays on her record, okay? You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Why risk all of that? I'll tell you why. Because most people listen to the other videos on here or listen to what other people tell them and say that, you know, it's you're going to pay more than you're going to get out of it, or they listen to these videos to see that, oh, it's not worth it, or it's this or it's that, or nobody's going to make them pay. These people will get away with it. They just won't show up for court and they'll never have to pay. Trust me, look into your regulations. I'm pretty sure it's the same everywhere. It's just whether or not you look into it. I could be wrong, it might be different, but look into it, because you're gonna run across this. You're gonna have people that don't pay you. You're gonna have to deal with this. So why deal with it? Why deal with it? Make, you know what? Make their life a living hell. Yeah, it's taken some time, and you know, it's wasted time. I could be doing other things, but you know what? I don't care. I am doing it to show them, listen, I'm not playing around with you. You purposely screwed me. You purposely took money out of my house. You purposely took food out of my kids' mouths because you didn't want to pay your freaking bill, and I didn't call you. You called me. Whether you got my flyer in the mail or not, you could have thrown it, you know, my Every Door Direct mailer, or you picked up one of my pens that was laying around somewhere, a business card, whatever. You see my advertisement on my truck, whatever. You could have thrown all that in the garbage. You didn't have to call me. You called me and asked me to provide a service for you, and I did it. I gave you a price. You agreed to it. I did the work, just as I said I would. And now you don't want to pay me? Now you're going to screw me? I had to pay out labor. I had to pay out overhead. I had to pay out fuel. I had to pay out maintenance on my equipment. Fuel to run the equipment, fuel to get the equipment to your property. I had to pay out all this, and you're not going to pay me? Ha! Do I feel bad? No. Hell no. I don't feel bad at all. I'll destroy your credit. I will eventually get my money out of you. It may take a while, but I'll eventually get it out of you, and I'll pay those fees up front because, one, I'm going to get them back anyway, and two, I'm going to make your life a living hell, and I don't feel the least bit guilty about it, because you know what? You didn't feel guilty when you shafted me with a bill. You didn't feel guilty when you looked out your window and seen me leaving perfectly manicured stripes in your yard, knowing you weren't going to pay me. Okay, you didn't feel guilty, so I don't feel guilty. And that's how it goes. So guys, small claims, look into that stuff, because you're gonna run into it where people don't pay you, no matter what industry you're in. So check it out, find out what the rules and the regulations are in your township, city, wherever you live. You can go on to any of your county websites, your town websites, and you can get this information, find out what it is, and know what the procedures are. And I'm gonna guess it's pretty damn similar. A fee might be a little different here or there. I'm gonna guess it's pretty similar anywhere you go, because the justice system's the justice system, and you know, whether it's right or wrong, you know, find out what it is. Get your money. Get your millions back, America!